Well, Cavs fans, a happy new year to you back home. Anthony Moeglin here, live at Crypto.com Arena after the Cleveland Cavaliers had a nice, convincing 122-110 victory to send this team off into the new year on just an incredibly high note. 8 in a row ending the year, moved to 29-4, have the best record in all of the NBA, and you got to do it in an awesome environment here at Crypto.com Arena. While the whole storyline of LeBron turned 40, he actually played super well tonight. But there was so much surrounding this game, and for the Cavaliers, the bottom line is that you get out of here with a great win. You move to 29-4, and you're now 3-0 on this West Coast road swing. So thank you for everyone who's still up at home, jumping in, joining me tonight. If you're watching this live, certainly appreciate that. Hopefully you're able to watch the game, or if you're out doing some New Year's Eve partying, hopefully you go cut on some of the highlights and watch it, because it's pretty darn good. So jump into the comment section tonight as we're going through this. I absolutely will do my best. As you can see, I'm running it solo here on my side of things. So I'll try my best to get into that comment section to pull some of that stuff up as we go along here. But we're going to start here. We got one already in here. But the first place to start is that this Cavaliers team is tough as nails. This is a really hard game. You come in here tonight on a back-to-back, just playing Golden State not even 24 hours ago. And this is game 3 of a 4-game Western Coast road swing. And that's just from a basketball perspective. It's really hard, even around the holidays, for these guys. They were all talking to their people back home after the game. They're all calling them because it was 9:15 or 9:30 and the ball had struck midnight. So everyone was calling home, doing all their personal stuff, and it's really hard for a team to leave home for a couple weeks here and to do great work. And before this road swing started, I know on our show, at least with the guys, I had called for this team to go 2-2, and I thought that would be a really impressive stretch over these 4 games. They obviously had the ability to go 0-4 or 1-3, and you could be scratching your head a little bit, like, hey, is this a little fool's gold? Or you also have the opportunity to go 3-1 or 4-0 and put the entire league on notice. And now that we've now are that in that 3-0 mark, it's like, holy cow, this Cavaliers team has every step of the way answered the bell, answered the call when they've been doubted, when they've been, hey, you're 15-0. It wasn't even that good of a start because it was against the Eastern Conference. Every single time that they've been pushed and they've been doubted, they've responded, and they're doing so again on this tough road trip. So we haven't had a show like this post-game in a couple days. So if we rewind it back, this road swing got started with the trip to Denver, where the Cavs just totally dismantled the Denver Nuggets, and then they go to the Bay Area, and that's always a great rivalry. At least it is in my mind. Anytime Steph Curry and Draymond Green are on the other team, I want to try and beat them, and they do that, and they used a incredible Cavalanche, if you will. I brought that up to Coach Kenny Atkinson tonight, and he laughed. Go check that interview out here on our YouTube channel. But they used a big, third quarter avalanche of 3 balls. Donovan Mitchell got hot, made 5 threes in the third quarter. Darius Garland was incredible. He had a nasty little tone to him last night, and he wanted that win so bad. And then this was a typical letdown spot. You come off of that win against Golden State, you travel up to LA, and you know what happens in LA. You don't know how locked in the guys were going to be, but the moment that I stepped into this arena, you could tell that these guys were dialed in, they were locked in, and they wanted a victory. And you could see it. You could really see it in the way that they played. And this game didn't go, I would say, the way that you thought it might. The Cavs got off to a nice little start, but it was like a little choppy, right? It looked like a team that was tired, coming off a back-to-back. We weren't shooting the ball all that particularly well, and the Lakers kept hanging around. Let's go hats off to the Lakers here. I'm going to pull up the box score, and apologies if you're hanging in with us tonight and you hear some stuff in the background. Obviously, you can see it. They're tearing up the court here. And they're pulling everything up. So looking at the box score here, let's talk Lakers just for a second. Obviously, it always starts with LeBron James. So amazing to watch him. Obviously, I'm a Cavs fan my whole life. Grew up watching the King. And it was cool to see him at the age of 40, his first game as a 40-year-old. And I just found a fun stat. His first game as a 20-year-old, involved the Cleveland Cavaliers. His first game as a 30-year-old involved the Cleveland Cavaliers as he was on the Cavs both those two times. And then his first game as a 40-year-old, he plays against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And he had a nice night, 23.7 assists. And there was a couple points where you're like, oh, my God, he actually might play for 7 more years or 5 more years, whatever he said the other night, because there was a play in the first half where Donovan tried to hit him with his signature Euro step where he goes high ball over, and LeBron defended it perfectly and got a rejection. And then there was a play in the fourth quarter where there was a long outlet pass that went way over LeBron's head. He chased it down in that left corner and just buried a triple right in your face. You're like, oh my gosh, he had a big jam down on the on my side. I guess I don't have me pulled up, but down on the right side of the court here, he also had a coast-to-coast layup. So there's a couple times where you're like, yeah, he can still go. The Kings still got it. So he was nice tonight, 23.7 assists. Then Anthony Davis was really good tonight. I would say I'm not the biggest Anthony Davis fan, but he impressed me tonight. 28 points, 13 rebounds. He had a handful of blocks as well, and he's really a terror to drive against in the paint. He's so long, and he gets to the ball really well. And then Austin Reeves. I mean, this kid can flat out go. He had a triple-double on Christmas, and he was 1 rebound away from a triple-double tonight. He has everything you want. He can shoot it. He can drive. He's savvy around the cup. He gets that ball in the bucket. So Lakers, tip your cap to those guys. On our side of things, Donovan, fantastic again tonight. 26 points, 4 rebounds. He had a stretch in the third quarter. Again, apologies if it's getting loud, but he had a stretch in the third quarter where he had a couple triples back-to-back. But the thing that's always coming up, and again, it was referenced in his post-game press conference tonight, was his leadership abilities. He's a special type of leader. He's exactly what this ball club needs. Darius Garland was not his best night. Didn't have his A stuff, but just continued to grind his way through it. Shot it really well when he needed to. And most importantly, that assist number, 14 points, 14 assists, distributed the heck out of the basketball, getting it into the right spaces. And then Jared Allen. If you want to watch a 5-minute basketball stretch that you've never really seen out of Jared Allen before, go watch the end of this game. He just totally flipped the switch, went total beast mode, dunked on LeBron, dunked on AD, had like 10 rebounds in the last 5 minutes. He was really special. And for Cleveland, another guy that you see in the notes section over there, Max Strus, really good in the third quarter. He didn't get off to a great start, but when he was called upon in the third quarter, he had his own little mini Cavalanche, if you will, where he hit two threes back-to-back, forced a Laker timeout. Cavs come out. Darius hits a 3, and then Max hits another 3. So it went on a big 12. It was like a 12-3 run. It ended up being, but really critical, really important for him to get back into it. And Donovan talked about it after the game. Like for Strus, it's like, hey, he missed 10 weeks of basketball. That's really hard to do. He's starting to find his rhythm, starting to find his shot, and most importantly, he's competing like heck on the defensive end. And yeah, I mean, it was just a really impressive victory for all those reasons, right? It could have been a night where you take off and you're like, hey, we're coming to LA, it's LeBron's night, whatever, and we can give this one up. But this Cavs team does not have that type of mentality to them. And it starts at the top. It starts with Donovan Mitchell, and he was asked about it post game about, hey, what does this team have to prove still? Right, you're 29-4. You're going into 2025. Everyone thinks you're the stuff. You're the number 1 ranked team in the NBA. You're 4 games ahead of the Celtics in the East. Like, it feels really good in Cleveland right now. And Donovan, point blank, was like, we haven't won anything. He goes, all this, if we go into May and lose in the first round, or April, lose in the first round, all this great stuff means nothing. But he said the process means everything. Learning how to win. Hey, doing it in different ways. And we're going to get into one of those ways here in a moment. But doing it in different ways. When someone doesn't have their A stuff, how do you respond? How do you adjust to it? And learning that process is big, because in a 7-game series against the Atlanta Hawks, against the Boston Celtics, against whomever it may be, you're going to have to win in different ways. He can't carry the load at all times, and you're seeing this team really develop from that perspective. Okay, one of the big things that I wanted to get to tonight is the Kenny Atkinson's ability and his willingness to switch lineups up. There's a couple lineups tonight that he abandoned early. Darius Garland didn't play much in the first half. He didn't have it right away, and it was very obvious. It was very clear. So he went kind of away from that. Ty Jerome got some tick in there, and Karras obviously got some ring in there as well. Was doing pretty well for the group. Sam Merrill got some look in there at the guard position as well. Apologies here. Let me 1 second. So he was abandoning some of those lineups early, but still continuing to mix it up. And where that paid super dividends was in the second half. He was really good at kind of just throwing different guys in there. Ty Jerome's minutes tonight were impressive. He played for 13 minutes, and the lights are going down on me. This is going to turn out to be pretty cool. He played 13 minutes, had 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 points, a couple big threes. Another guy in there was George Niang. Niang's been fantastic. He had 9 more points tonight in this win, and he's been a guy who's not going to come in and give you a ton of points all the time, but he's going to give you meaningful minutes. He's going to give you meaningful rebounds and meaningful jumpers, meaningful shots. And I thought that Atkinson's willingness to abandon some lineups when he needed to, but then when it was winning time, know who to go to, and that was Darius Garland and Jared Allen. It wasn't even Donovan Mitchell. It was DG. Hey, we're going to give you the rock. Go make something happen with it, and he was really crisp, really smart with all of his shots and all of his playmaking. 14 assists just doesn't happen because you're being selfish. He's really good at getting in the paint, and hey, when he could feel AD going up to get a block on him, he would dish it off right inside to either JA or Evan Mobley for a finish. So the last guy I wanted to touch on tonight was Evan Mobley, because Evan had another game where you could see his growth really taking effect. 20 points on the night, 6 rebounds. So not a huge rebound night for him, but a really good opportunity for him to go against two of the league's best at his position. LeBron isn't going to be consistently the best throughout the course of 48 minutes. However, he's still King James, right? He's still King James. And anytime that Evan has to guard him or was being guarded by him, he learned some things. LeBron played him pretty physical anytime he had the opportunity to guard him. And that was good to see. But there was a couple times where Evan, I can think of one right to my right side over here, where Evan had a nice up and under, took some body contact from LeBron and finished with a nice righty hook over top of him. Really, really nice finish. In the first half, Evan also showed the ability to stretch it out and make 3-pointers as well. So as he continues to develop that element to his game, it just continues to get better and better and better, and he becomes more and more of a threat. And I was really impressed with what Mobley did, not only going against Bron, but also going against Rui Hachimura, who's a tall stretch four, kind of similar to what Evan does. He can be on the perimeter, but he can also drive. But also every time he got matched up with AD, he really fought and really battled it out there. So just was really impressed overall by this team, not only tonight, but the last 3 nights. And then this road swing, it finishes up next week with a trip to Dallas. You're going to get the Dallas Mavericks. I'm going to see Kyrie Irving, a familiar face. You go from Bron to Kyrie. It's pretty cool for all us old Cavs fans here. But another great opportunity, and Donnie's talked about it last week or in a number of the press conferences he's done. He's like, hey, we're going to get challenged in different ways. You're going to go face one of the best ball handlers of all time and the best point guards really of all time with Kyrie, and obviously got Luka in there as well, and a number of guys over for Dallas who are really, really good ball players. And if you can go in there, you can get to 30 wins after a 4-0 stretch on the road. Man, oh man, this team has nothing. There's no limit to it. The sky is certainly the limit for this ball club, because they've shown that they can win in a number of different ways. They can go gritty tonight and still put up 122. And when the number's called, they can finish the game strong. They can also go for 149, set a road franchise record just 2 nights ago in Denver when it was needed. You needed a big night from everybody. You got it. And this team is really fun to watch, how they find different ways to win basketball games. And tonight was just yet another prime example of it. So for all you crazies back home, what do we got? We got 10, 12 plus 2. We got 1:15 in the morning back in Cleveland. So if you're on the East Coast and you're watching me tonight or right now, thank you so much. We always appreciate you all jumping in and watching us and supporting us in every way that you do. It certainly means a lot. This was another fun year. I hope you had a great celebration tonight with friends and family, whomever it may have been. But it was a fun year for us on the SI team, whether you watch us just on the Cavs or you catch me and Spencer and Spin on maybe some Browns coverage, maybe some Ohio State coverage, maybe some Guardians coverage, whatever it is. Our team at SI certainly appreciates you. We had an awesome 2024, and it's all thanks to you guys watching. So a tip of the cap from us to you. And then one more ask, if you could hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment in there. We certainly will. I'm going to spend some time over the next 2 days to get into the comment section to respond to you guys, because we really appreciate it. So drop one in and tell a friend about it. Also, head over to our site, si.com/NBA/Cavaliers, or maybe Cavs. It's right below me, right across the screen right there. So hit us up there. Also head over to wherever you social media. We are there for you. So the guys are kicking me out. They're getting set for an LA Kings hockey game coming up probably today or tomorrow. I think that they play. So I'm going to get out of here on that. I wish you, your families, a happy new year, and I'm going to shut it down from Crypto.com Arena, where the Cleveland Cavaliers got an awesome 122-110 victory to move to 29-4 on the season. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of the night and a happy new year.